What's up, Richard? Timmons here. Well, Netflix has announced its 2026 film slate, and there's really juicy ones coming out this year. So here are the films that they've revealed that are set for release this year. Some has release dates, and some don't really have official dates yet, but here they are. All right, the films coming out in 2026 includes 11/8/17, which is directed by Now You See Me director Louis Leterrier, starring Greta Lee and Wagner Moore. Of course, Wagner's coming off of The Secret Agent. It's where a family of four are suddenly sealed inside their home with no way out and must work together to survive against both their dwindling sources and the mysterious looming threat that is keeping them trapped. Sounds intriguing. Oh, that is set to be released sometime this year. No actual release date. Oh, we got 72 hours, which will be released on Netflix in the summer. It stars Kevin Hart and is also directed by a ride-along director, Tim Story. It also got like Marcel Hernandez, Mason Gooding, Tiana Taylor, Zach Cherry, many others. Where a 40-year-old executive hopes to save his failing career by joining a group of 20-somethings on a wild 3-day bachelor party after he's added to their group text. Sounds interesting. I do like Kevin Hart, so I'll definitely give this a watch because he's in it, so that could be cool. We got A Dog's Perfect Christmas, which will most likely arrive around the holiday season. It is, of course, the third installment of the Dog's Purpose franchise, really, based on the very popular Dog's Purpose books here. This stars the likes of Dennis Quaid, Milo Ventimiglia, Jennifer Tilly, and Mary Steenburgen. And here's what it's about. From best-selling author A Dog's Purpose, a tale of family in crisis where a teenager, her grandfather, and a trusty basset hound struggle to keep the household together at Christmas. I actually did not mind Dog's Purpose. I thought that was a pretty decent film. I mean, there was controversy surrounding it at the time, but I still actually thought it was pretty decent. So I don't know, maybe, and of course there was the follow up as well. So I don't know. This could be interesting. All right, we got a documentary called A Gorilla Story, told by David Attenborough, coming out on Netflix April 17th. In this intimate documentary, David Attenborough tells a remarkable story of the first encounter with a baby gorilla, Pablo, how that gorilla grew up to be a top silverback, and how Pablo's direct descendants are doing today. That could be interesting there. I mean, David Attenborough is like the king when it comes to like these nature documentaries, so that could be good. We got Animals, which is Ben Affleck's new film that he's also directing. Now, this is, of course, also stars the likes of Kerry Washington, Gillian Anderson, Ray Fisher, and Stephen Yeun. When the son is kidnapped, an LA mayor candidate and his wife find themselves drawn into a web of deception as they scramble to raise the ransom payment. They're forced to make choices that could tear their world apart. Now, of course, Ben Affleck obviously has directed movies like Argo. He of course last directed Air, which was terrific. So I'm intrigued to see this because he's directing alone, so that could be interesting. We got Apex, which comes out on April 24th, starring Taron Egerton and Charlize Theron. It is, of course, about a grieving woman who is testing her limits in the Australian wilderness and is suddenly entered into a deadly game with a ruthless predator. And the trailer for this, they did drop the trailer during the holiday season. And it does look intriguing, so I'm intrigued to see this one. We also got Best of the Best, which no is not a remake of the 80s film. This stars Never Have I Ever star Mariah Ramakrishnan, who I really quite like her on Never Have I Ever. Really glad to see her branching out here. Now here's what this one's about. It sort of sounds like Pitch Perfect, but with Bollywood. But it's where two childhood best friends, Maya and Anjali, or maybe actually more like You Got Served, but with Bollywood. Maya and Anjali joined their college competitive Bollywood dance team, only to discover the road to winning is the national championship. It's far more ferocious and cutthroat than they even imagined. That could be interesting there. January 22nd, we got Cosmic Princess Kagaya, which I don't know much about. We got a Adam Sandler produced film called Don't Say Good Luck, which of course is produced by Sandler's Happy Madison and stars one of his daughters, Sonny Sandler. It also features like Melanie Linsky, Max Greenfield, Stephanie Beatrice, Steve Buscemi. And here's what it's about. Sophie Birnbaum is ready for the spotlight as the lead in her High School Musical until suddenly she's living even more drama at home than on stage. And it's also from director Julia Hart, who directed that Disney Plus Stargirl movie, and she does some other stuff here and there. So I don't know, this could be interesting. All right, now that's actually, by the way, coming out sometime in 2026. No actual date. Summer 2026, we got Enola Holmes 3, which is the third installment of the Enola Holmes franchise. Obviously, Millie Bobby Brown is coming off the finale of Stranger Things, so obviously she is coming back to her Enola Holmes role. So I don't know, and of course she's supposed to have like Helen Bonham Carter, Henry Cavill is supposed to be coming back as Sherlock Holmes. I thought the first film was pretty decent, so I'm definitely looking forward to checking out the third one. So hopefully that's a good one. We got a film. I kid you not. This is literally the actual title. It's a movie titled Good Sex. Yeah, and it's directed by Lena Dunham, starring Natalie Portman and Mark Ruffalo. Meg Ryan's also in this too. After spending a decade in a failed relationship, problematic couples therapist Allie is turning 40 and reluctantly dipping her toe back into New York City dating scene. But she gets more than she bargains for when she meets two men, one in his 20s and one in his 50s, who shows there is no set formula for doing the risky tango. So okay, interesting there. We got Tyler Perry's The Gospel of Christmas coming out in most likely holiday season, starring Fantasia Barrino. We also do got other folks like Yolanda Adams, Fred Hammond, and all. It is directed by Tyler Perry, and it's where a struggling pastor inherits his family's church in a broken New York neighborhood. But as his battles, doubts, temptation, and sinister adversary, he must rediscover his faith and power of prayer to save his church, his family, and his community in time for Christmas. I mean, this could go two ways. It could be as good as, let's say, Straw, or the next Mea Culpa. Who knows, but we'll see. There's a couple of top Perry movies on this list, by the way. We got something called the Guarding Stars, which is directed by Aquamarine director Elizabeth Allen Rosenbaum, starring Leighton Meester and Jared Padalecki. And this was originally supposed to be titled The Bodyguard, but thankfully they changed it because people probably will think it's a remake of the Whitney Houston and Kevin Costner film. And this is where like a no-nonsense bodyguard is assigned to protect a charming action star over the holidays, and obviously, most likely take a while to guess what happens towards the end. They're gonna fall in love and stuff. It is obviously a Hallmark, like those Hallmark Christmas movies. So, and believe it or not, Leighton Meester is actually the bodyguard to Jared Padalecki's character. That's something I don't know if I could really. I like Leighton Meester, but I don't know if I could really buy her as a bodyguard to Jared Padalecki. But who knows? Anything's possible, right? We got Heartstopper Forever, which is the film adaptation of the very popular UK series. Here Comes the Flood, which stars Denzel Washington and Robert Pattinson and Daisy Edgar Jones, and it's also directed by the Constant Garnet director Fernando Meirelles. It's where a heist movie about a bank guard, a teller, and a master thief in a deadly game of cons and double crosses. Yeah, I'm definitely excited for it. You got Patterson, Washington. I do hope this is one of the few Netflix movies that gets a full-on theatrical release, but I don't see that's happening. Most likely we'll get like a limited release, and that's it. We also got In the Holidays, which sounds like Groundhog Day set at Christmas time. It stars Maddie Ziegler, Rob Lowe, and Graham Phillips. After making a romantic mistake of epic proportions, a 20-something finds herself trapped in a holiday time loop, forced to relive the same Christmas at her family's cabin until she discovers what truly makes her happy. Hey, we've already seen so many time loop movies, whether it's Groundhog Day, Happy Death Day, and also Most recent there was that. Trying to think. Oh, there was also Time Loop. I guess you could say too. So I don't know. It could be interesting, but we'll see. We got Tyler Perry's Joe College Road Trip, which is actually not a Medea movie, say at least, but it does start Medea's. It is actually a film centered on Medea's really hilarious brother Joe. Which you know what, say what you want about the Medea movies, Joe always steals so many scenes. So seeing a film centered on him piques my interest. This comes out on February 13th and stars Tyler Perry, and it's more like an effort to teach him about the real world. Joe takes his nephew BJ on a cross country road trip where tensions get high and life changing lessons are learned. Sounds pretty fun. So sign me up with that one. We got Kidnap Elizabeth Smart, which is a documentary about the kidnapping of Elizabeth Smart. We got Ladies First, which comes out in May, starring the likes of Sacha Baron Cohen, Rosamund Pike, Charles Dance, where Ladies Man gets a real wake-up call when he finds himself in a parallel world dominated by women, where he goes head-to-head with a fiercely female counterpart who makes things far more for a challenge for him. Sounds interesting. There's you got Sacha Baron Cohen, Rosamund Pike, Richie Grant. Interesting cast there. We got a film called Little Brother, which comes out sometime this year, starring John Cena and Eric Andre, Chris Maloney, Edgar Nodum, and many others. Where famous real estate agent's carefully created world is upended when his eccentric little brother unexpectedly appears. That could be interesting. Of course, seeing like John Cena and Eric Andre playing brothers, that could be cool. We got Mexico '86, which stars Diego Luna, and is a step in satire and gallows humor. Mexico '86 chronicles Mexico's improbable bitch who hosts the 1986 World Cup. Okay, interesting. We got Miracle, The Boys of '80, which is a documentary that premieres on January 30th, and it's the story of the miracle on ice when the 1980 U.S. hockey team beat the USSR in Olympic semifinals during the heights of the Cold War. That could be interesting. We got Mosquito Bow, which is directed by Pierre Berg, who gave us movies like Battleship, Lone Survivor, many others. I think he's also supposed to be doing, I think the Call of Duty movie or Gears of War. I know he's doing a adaptation of one of the. I think it's Call of Duty, if I'm not mistaken. This here stars the likes of Nicholas Galstein, Bill Skarsgård, Ray Nicholson, and many others. Following the attack of Pearl Harbor, four of America's top college football stars sets their fame aside to enlist in the Marines here. So that could be interesting to check out. We got the new Narnia film, which is actually having like a 2 weeks IMAX release in November before dropping on Netflix. So that could be interesting. Of course, it is directed by Greta Gerwig. So I am having some really hopes for this one because Greta Gerwig's last couple of stuff has been great, but we'll see here. We got Office Romance, which surprised it's not coming out in February, but this does star Jennifer Lopez and Brett Goldstein. Now, if you guys don't know much about the story for this one, it stars Jennifer Lopez and Brett Goldstein as leads a raunchy romantic comedy about a secret office romance and the troubled two workaholics guess when they start thinking when they're with their hearts here. That could be interesting. I mean, though Lopez's last Netflix films, The Mother, Atlas wasn't great. Maybe this will be better. Who knows? We got One Last Adventure, The Making of Stranger Things, Season 5, which that's the documentary I'm interested in. We got Peaky Blinders, The Immortal Man, coming out on March 6th, and Netflix on March 20th. That could be interesting. People We Meet on Vacation, which comes out this week. The Plastic Detox, which comes out on March 20th. It comes out in March. Possible Love, which is a Korean film coming out on Netflix. Quasimodo, which is of course a new take on Hunchback of Notre Dame, which is a French version. Queen of Chess comes out on February 6th. Brad Bird's new film Ray Gun, which of course you might know. Brad Bird directed movies like The Incredibles. He also did like Iron Giant, many others. So that could be interesting. We got Remarkably Bright Creatures, which comes out on May 8th. Now, of course, Remarkably Bright Creatures does, of course, star Sally Field in it. And it's pretty much about a widow who pretty much works at a local aquarium to find joy again when she forms a unlikely bond with an octopus. Okay, we've seen stories about friendships about whales, dolphins, octopuses. Okay, cool. We got The Rip, which is the new Ben Affleck Matt Damon film, which comes out next week. Roommates, which is another film starring one of Sandler's daughters. This one is Sadie Sandler, and Adam Sandler's also in this as well. It stars Sarah Sherman, Natasha Lyonne, Chloe East, many others. When a hopeful, naive college freshman, Devin, asks the cool and confident Celie to be her roommate, a blossoming friendship spirals into a war of progressive passive aggression. That could be interesting there. Pretty cool year for the Sandler's daughters. So that's pretty cool. We got I don't think Adam Sandler has a new film coming out this year though. I wonder when his next film's gonna be. But anyway, we got Saturn Return, which is from the same director who gave us Sing Sing like 2 years prior. This here stars the likes of Rachel Brosnahan, Charles Melton, Kim Dickens, David Morse, and Will Poulter. All right, now get a little more comfortable here. All right, Saturn Return. Saturn Return here is a Chicago set romance exploring themes of love, loss, and life's complicated turns in the 10 years between the inspirational young love of college and complicated realities of adulthood. That could be interesting there. Of course, Rachel Brosnahan obviously is coming off of Superman, so more Rachel Brosnahan always a given. We got Steps, which this could easily become the next K-pop Demon Hunters. Steps is, of course, a new animated film, which is like a Cinderella film that mostly centers on Cinderella's evil stepsisters. Ali Wong and Stephanie Sue's in this, so that could be cool. We got Swapped, which features the voices of Michael B. Jordan, Juno Temple, Tracy Morgan, and Cedric the Entertainer. A buddy comedy about a small woodland creature voiced by Jordan and a bird voiced by Temple. Natural sworn enemies of the valleys who suddenly swap bodies and must team up to survive the wildest adventure of their lives. Could be interesting. We got "'Tis So Sweet," which is produced by Tyler Perry and starring Taraji P. Henson. She was really good in Tyler Perry's Straw, by the way. Based on the incredible true story of Leonora Lindsay, "'Tis So Sweet" follows a Chicago bakery owner who is stunned by an incredibly discovery that inspires her to reclaim lost time, heal old wounds, and find purpose in life of unexpected miracles. That could be interesting. We got Unabomber, which is, of course, about the Unabomber here, Ted Kaczynski, starring Jacob Tremblay. That could be interesting. We got Voicemails for Isabel, which is directed by Scramble director Leah McKendrick, which Scramble was a really nice little film, by the way. This stars Zoe Deutsch and Nick Robinson, and it's where like Jill, who copes with her sister's death by leaving her voicemails chronicling her chaotic life in San Francisco, and when the number is unwillingly resigned, in Austin real estate agent begins to receive a hilariously confidential messages. That sounds interesting. I like Zoe Deutsch. She's really terrific. We got War Machine, which stars Alan Richardson and Dennis Quaid. This comes out on March 6th. We're during the final stage of U.S. Army Ranger selection, and elite teams exercise turns into a fight for survival against an threat. Could be interesting there. All right, we got Whisperman, which is the new serial killer movie starring Robert De Niro. That could be interesting. Tyler Perry's Why Did I Get Married Again, which is the third installment of his Why Did I Get Married franchise. And that's pretty much it there. Anyway, lots of interesting stuff to look forward to, but let me let you guys, which Netflix movies are you looking forward to see? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is him signing out.